Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Britt and Nick Do the News. This past week in Frederick, Maryland, we had the Great Frederick Fair. It started off with a Flow Rider concert, which you gotta love. He puts on such a performance. And it's kind of wrapping up this Friday with Riley Green, who I am seeing tonight. Good times were had this week and last. I was actually in Ocean City, Maryland, where I had a mini family reunion, which we do every year. And of course, great memories all around. We went out to eat at Our Harvest, Catch 54. We got crabs for ribbons. Totally recommend that spot. We also did a little bar hopping. We stopped down by the boardwalk with the Purple Moose. We also had to make a stop at Harpoon Hannah's and then Sky Bar to watch the football games. We kind of wrapped up the trip with a little bike ride in Rehoboth Beach. We went to Gordon's Pond and up in Cape Penelope State Park, which is actually right by Joe Biden's house, which of course we had to stop by and take a couple of pictures.
Dang, girl, sounds like you had a blast.
Oh yeah, I'm having fun all summer long. It's been too much fun. I need to fall into fall.
Heard. I feel you, man. I look back on the summertime and I reminisce about all the great spots we hit up, all the fun and adventures that we went on. I feel a little bad for Wilmington, though. That was a really cool spot that we like to hit up. Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach. Well, Carolina Beach got absolutely smacked this past weekend. The weather there, it was pretty bad. They got so much rain. They call it like a 1,000-year flood because it happens, I guess, every 1,000 years. They got more than 20 inches. And they got 18 inches fallen in 12 hours and nearly 21 overall. So that was pretty intense. Andrew Kruskowitz from the climate school at Columbia University, he said that there's, as the atmosphere warms, apparently the capacity to hold water increases, but then we see more of an increase in rainfall over a shorter period of time. So that's what they're saying the problem is just it's getting so much moisture in there and then dumping down buckets all at once. It's called the fire hose effect, where it's just like a real narrow stream in a compacted area. So really sad to hear about that for them, because it was raining cats and dogs. Not just raining cats and dogs, though. According to Trump, they were eating cats and dogs, too. Where's that at? Springfield, Ohio?
Oh, yeah. Springfield, Ohio. It came out in the presidential debate that Haitian immigrants were stealing their neighbors' cats and dogs and eating them, which, I mean, it's kind of really ridiculous. And I think it's already been proven that they aren't doing that. JD Vance called in the city manager and they had no report of that even going on. So it was slightly ridiculous that Trump made a mention about it. But you know what? It grabbed our ear and it made us look into it a little bit more. And I think that was the objective. There is a huge problem where 15,000 Haitians basically landed in Springfield, Ohio. And I mean, the bigger issue is immigration in general. So I think it was just to perk up the ears and bring some attention to the actual problem. But people might say, you know, Trump's just a big old liar, but he's not the only one lying. We had Kamala Harris saying that Americans are no longer occupying combat zones. Like, miss, that is totally untrue. And it makes me worried that you're not in any freaking know of foreign affairs at all.
Yeah, girl, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Two wings, same bird. These people have constantly been caught lying, cheating, maneuvering things just to make it sound the way they want it to sound. I mean, like you said, are the Haitians really out here eating people's neighbors, cats and dogs? No, probably not. But they're just trying to bring a little bit more light and clarity to the issue of immigration. It's just kind of a funky way to go about it, but they're all liars. They're all cheats. They're all scandalous. And, you know, I think they're a little worried about it. JD Vance, is he going to be the next target? You know, because Trump had another assassination attempt go down.
Oh, yes. This past Sunday, we had 58-year-old Ryan Routh, who was down at Trump's golf course with an AK-47 trying to take aim at him between the 5th and 6th hole. the Secret Service were able to detain him later. It's very concerning that people are coming after Trump, so much so that even Elon Musk had something to say about it. He posted on X that why is nobody trying to assassinate Harris or Biden? And honestly, I think the biggest threat to Biden is a bicycle or a set of stairs. So I don't think there's much to worry about, but there is concern. And the GOP is asking that they have kind of an equal spread of Secret Service between all of the candidates at this point.
I would agree. Definitely good to have safety as number one. Good thing Trump's a little bit more nimble than Biden, able to duck them shots. Or maybe these people have crap aims. Hard to definitely call it. But maybe, I don't know. You know, Kamala, Walls, they might be liars and a little bit of manipulators too. But I think Trump's getting most of the heat because they don't like the kind of rapist aspect, the chomo perhaps. And with the kind of trial going on with Sir Diddy, a lot more photos have been resurfacing of the formerly known Puff Daddy and Trump when they were a bit younger during the Epstein Island days. So, yeah, that might be a little bit more bubbling up out of that pot.
Diddy was arrested this week for his violent freakout parties where he would import these ladies from all around the world, get them drugged up and having sex with them for days. They went into his house and confiscated 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube, which, I mean, somebody had to insert a fact, hey, don't use baby oil for intercourse. That is not the move at all. So good to know. But yes, he has been arrested. He's asking for bail. He promises that he will lessen contact with females if he gets out. He's trying everything he can to be released.
Foulness at its finest, girl. It trickles from the top down. Holly Weird is getting weirder and people are trying to get out. Justin Bieber's trying to make an exit, you know, as a lot of more of this footage and information comes out about Diddy. We getting a few more Reddit posts and clips of Conan speaking previously to Diddy, Danny Masterson speaking previously to Conan. A lot of these facts are coming out where these creepers are getting outed. And I, for one, am grateful. But speaking of deep, dark holes, the Titan Submersible, they've come up with new footage for that. Sad to see the remains on the bottom of the ocean floor. But we also noticed what's that? Bungee cords and ratchet straps. Yes, they actually try to hold that stuff together with bungee cords and ratchet straps. No wonder that thing did not make it. I know that they were also using an Xbox controller? What else did you hear about that?
I mean, I just heard that the science chief said that the thing broke down days prior. So I don't know if it broke down and then they strapped it up with all those materials or what the deal is. But yes, the Titan Submersible went down in June 2023 to explore the Titanic. We really need to see that thing one more time. You know, I think this was literally a death wish. You were pretty much signing your life away and saying, hey, this will be a good story to tell if I don't make it. But really, it didn't need to happen. It didn't sound like a very good idea if you ask me. And if people really want to see that Titanic, man, bring that thing out of the ocean and put it in a museum.
It's true. It's not a good idea. They known it from the start. Although you said the last text message sounded like everything was okay.
I mean, it said all good here and then exploded. So wasn't good.
Not too good. Golly. Well, RIP to everyone that lost their life that day. Sad to see it, but also sad to see that it was held together with ratchet straps. People, please make better choices. Always wear a seatbelt, wear sunscreen. Please, safety first, safety number one. Do better than the Secret Service does, okay? Try better with your own life. We're praying for you.
Let's make our way overseas to the Middle East. There was an unprecedented attack in Lebanon against Hezbollah operatives. On Tuesday afternoon, pagers were exploding. And again, on Wednesday, they had walkie-talkies and other devices also exploding. They had speculated that malware had overheated these pagers. But really, when I heard an account of this one getting a text with several numbers and then beeped for 5 seconds and then exploded. Tuesday, it killed 8 people and injured more than 2,800. And then the attack on Wednesday, 20 more were killed, as well as 450 more were injured. They made comments that they think this was Israel. Israel had no response, but the response came on Thursday when they had an airstrike launched over Hezbollah targets in South Lebanon. So it's a little obvious where this was all coming from.
Oh, to say the very least. It's not hard to Hansel and Gretel our way through this one. Just follow the breadcrumbs, y'all. We see who's doing what. It doesn't take a mental giant to figure out a lot of this stuff. It's sad once it is figured out, but it's the truth. It's grimy stuff. They put bombs in cell phones and backpacks. Like, what? You can't escape. They just getting anybody, anywhere. But I feel weird, because I want to feel bad because, you hear Hezbollah. But I just keep thinking about that little guy from Russia. Every time I hear that, I'm like, wait a minute. The bad stuff or the little funny guy from Russia? You ever see him where he got thrown around with Mike Tyson?
Oh, yeah. He came on that talk show and Mike Tyson actually thought he was a little boy and started playing with him, tickling him. And he was very offended, to say the least.
So keep it on the lighter side, keeping it a little bit more bubbly over here. Did you hear that Coca-Cola is actually discontinuing 2 of their main sodas?
Yeah, I think I heard it from you. But yes, they are discontinuing Diet Coke and Cherry Vanilla Coke, which honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I am a fan of Diet Coke. And yes, I think that Coke Zero is a little more flavorful, but I think I like the lack of flavor with that Diet Coke and that fizz I get as I launch it down my throat. It just does something to me and brings me back to, I don't know, my whole life of growing up with it. So yeah, I'm a little sad.
Understood completely. I am more of a cherry vanilla as opposed to Diet Coke fan. But I mean, you could just have cherry Coke or just vanilla Coke, or maybe mix them together and hopefully you're just going to come out fine on the other side. But yeah, I kind of agree. Coke Zero I prefer, but there's just something so nostalgic and like crisp about a Diet Coke. It's just got that afternoon on a random Tuesday, just, eating some saltines with some peanut butter, and I need a Diet Coke with that. Like nothing else will do.
I like that crisp bite. That's what I was referring to. It will be missed. R.I.P. Diet Coke and Cherry Vanilla Coke. Hopefully they bring it back, because usually they come to their senses and they will bring back things that people demand. So if we want to start a petition, let's do it. And let's already bring that stuff back.
Nick, 100%. I think that's actually probably their plan. They're going to take it away, see how many people complain and stomp their feet, and then they're going to re-release it with like better flavor, what have you. And everyone's just going to rush to the stores and buy it. Even if they don't drink Diet Coke, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, did you hear they're bringing it back? We got to go get some. And there you go. Thus from that, I did try the Beetlejuice Fanta. It's called, I think, Haunted Apple. And that was really interesting because it looks like their true green apple flavor. But when you drink it, it's that on the front end, but it's totally got a real dark, kind of a little bit punchy, but very sweet and honey caramel back. I was surprised by it. Very impressed, to be honest. So way to go, Fanta.
Speaking about petitions, did you see that petition out to get Tory Lanez released from prison? And as you may remember, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot for I don't know what reason. But yeah, he's behind bars, I think, for like 7 years. And people are like, release him. And I think they got like 200,000 signatures.
That is super odd. I did not know of this, but I find it to be strange. I mean, that's like a domestic violence where it ended up where someone got shot. Like, sir, you're lucky you only got 7 years. You're lucky you only got her in the foot and your aim or whatever you were trying to do. Maybe he was trying to threaten her, scare her. I'm uncertain, but that's completely unacceptable. You need to stay behind bars. You need to learn your lesson. And I don't give a shig who decides, oh, well, we love him. Bring him out. Like, you going to say the same for P. Diddy? You going to say the same for R. Kelly? You going to say the same for all these folks? Holly Weird has to be shut down, y'all. Like, they can't keep getting away with this scandalous behavior. It's one thing for the street riffraff, as they so claim, that layman's people, well, it's sad to see. But when you got money and power and use that in the most evil and dictatorship type of ways, you will get crossed out, you will get called out, and you will get canceled. Name and blame and continue to shame.
In other entertainment news, you were telling me that they're coming out with the new Golden Bachelorette.
Yes, it is true. Joan Vassos is the newest contestant, or I don't know if you say contestant, but lady on the Golden Bachelorette. I think it's great to see. She's got a selection of men, all 60 plus, and they all look pretty dang good. I was going through the photos and nothing to sneeze at all. Go Joan. But I think it's really great to kind of see the little bit more of a pivot toward an older group. Insofar as entertainment and television, you know, they were very obsessed with the young people with a lot of makeup, the hair extensions, the blown out lips. And, you know, they had their time to shine and may they continue to do so in a safe and comfortable lighting. But I think it's awesome to give the ladies, the older gals, props where they're due. You know, they matter as well. They got fashion, they got wisdom. And let's see him shine. Got to hand it to like people like Glenn Close, Catherine O'Hara. They're still tearing up the acting game and doing excellently so.
Oh, yes. Definitely appreciate the older generation. I was watching a reality series called MILF Manor, where the elder ladies were dating way younger men. So I'm glad that, the Bachelorette has them a little more age appropriate. But honestly, I've never even gotten into the Bachelorette. I tried to with this last season with Jen Tran, and I'm glad I didn't stick through the whole thing. It turns out that Jen Tran and the winner, Devin Strader, who he was a little conniving opportunist. I hated him like from the first moment. And then that's who won. That's who got the final rose. That's who got engaged. It ended shortly after. And I think most of those relationships do. And I don't like the disappointment. Probably won't be tuning in. But you know what else I tuned into this week? The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I totally recommend. I think it was well packaged with a lot of drama. I liked the ladies, and it was fun to see, a different lifestyle, even though they look like they're doing the same damn thing we do, except they drink soda as their naughty pleasure instead of a real alcoholic beverage. So they'll do that, but also swing on the side.
Shoot, that sounds interesting. I have only seen the reels online. I haven't officially tuned in, so might have to start a new guilty pleasure.
Yes, definitely. Well, enough about trash TV. Let's talk about the Emmys. They went down this Sunday with a ton of wins. We had Shogun with the most at 18, a historical win. They also had the first Asian to win a Best Actress, so that was awesome. We also had other shows like The Bear with Jeremy Allen White. He's one of my favorites. He won Best Actor second year in a row. His co-stars also won supporting wins. We also had Baby Reindeer, which is a great series. The Scottish comedian Richard Gagg, he was awesome. His supporting actress, she also won. I definitely recommend Baby Reindeer. Jodie Foster, she won her first Emmy for True Detective, Best Actress. Congratulations to her. And then one of my favorite shows, Hacks, they won Best Comedy. That one has Gene Smart. And that one, you can catch that on HBO Max.
Yes. OMG. I love to hear it. Sounds like they're doing a real variety pack in there, like with the Asian community doing very well, and love to see what everyone wears. And I really love to see that the mature females are getting some more love. Absolutely adore Gene Smart, as well as Jodie Foster. I love True Detective, and I love True Detective Night Country. Super cool, very interesting. I might have to tune into Hacks because Gene Smart is fantastic as well.
wrapping it up with one of the final stories, Instagram, they have launched teen accounts this week. It's for ages 13 to 17, and this will automatically take effect. There is nothing you need to do. All accounts will be placed on private, and then you can only message people that you follow. Sensitive content will no longer be available. They'll be limiting a lot of reels and just kind of cranking down on, what kids can actually do on the platform. Some people fear that this will decrease followers, upset that generation. But you know what? They're saying we don't care. We're supporting the parents. And honestly, in the long run, we might get more followers because of the fact that we care and we're backing the parents.
100% correct. I think that is a great idea. It's definitely child safety. We need to monitor children a little better and make sure that they aren't getting into conversations with people that they shouldn't be, accessing sites or content that they shouldn't be. I think it's a great move by Instagram, and I hope a lot of other social media sites follow suit. It's a great standard to set. And I think it's important.
I heard that there's an actual bet going on whether TikTok will be banned by 2025. I kind of want to get in that action. We've been talking about that platform for so long and how we just avoid it. But this is interesting. I think they're going to get rid of it. What do you think?
I don't know, tough to call it. I feel like part of them will get rid of it, or they want to, obviously. But I feel like the other part, it's the freedom of speech. It's the whole access to, news and information. So I'm uncertain. I know that I've been avoiding it because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't need any more distractions in my life. So I haven't personally dialed into it, but that also might be my kind of indifference to it as well. Like I don't watch it. I don't use it. I see a few of the extra clips that they put on, other platforms. So it won't be missed from me, but we shall see. We will stay tuned, as it were.
Yeah, a lot of people rely on it for a paycheck. So, I'm sure they're hoping for it, but I really couldn't care. I'm all about Instagram.
Definitely. Same here. A lot of people, they say a time for transition is, New Year's Eve. They always say, what are your New Year's Eve resolutions? How you going to make this year better? You going to be different, rebirth. But I think it's actually more in the transitional period of summer into fall, into autumn, where we really can see changes and growth. I know that I myself and you yourself have been talking about how we want to do better, be better. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for all of us to get better, to transition.
Yeah, I'm definitely falling into fall. I went a little ham this summer, which I always do. I think I always say that this summer outdid the one before. And I think this time it did. I went to a beach 7 times randomly throughout. So yeah, I think it's time to hunker down and stop putting food and alcohol down my throat. So for the next couple months, I'm going to definitely sober up, count my calories, walk my steps, and then just kind of seal out this year with a promising start to next.
Agreed. They've been tossing around the very mindful, very demure. And I kind of had always joked anti-demure, rarely mindful, as a joke, as a quip. But to be fair, there's something to be said for mindfulness, to have purpose with everything that you do. I think a lot of people, myself included, we get in vacation mode. We want to just do us, have fun, and not really be as mindful. So I think that this is the season for mindfulness. I'm right there with you, girl. And we'd like to ask any of our viewers, if you'd like to write in, maybe some stuff that you're wanting to work on, some stuff that you're trying to grow through. September is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we want to make sure everyone's up on their game for that. So please check in with your friends, your family, even the happy ones. We might not all share the same thoughts, the same views, but we do share one idea of community and helping one another out. So please remember your family, your friends, your neighbors. Check in on everyone. and let us know what you're trying to work on.
Yeah, let us know what you're trying to work on. And also tell us what we should be working on. Like, we definitely want to build this show around topics that people want to actually listen to. And yes, we go a little hard sometimes on the politics and nobody wants to talk about it, just like nobody wants to talk about religion. But we're open. We're open-minded and we're open to shaping the show to something that might be more light and fun. And honestly, after election season ends, we'll lighten up for sure. I promise you that.
We ready to grow, baby. Yes, let's do this. So until what, next week?
Well, we do this bi-weekly. I know you get so excited you want to go again, but it takes a toll. This is a big production over here. So yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks to give you another dose of the Britain Neck. Thanks again for tuning in and stay healthy, y'all.
PTFN, ta-ta for now.